Hey guys, and happy Make It Mini Monday. Today I'm going to be making a miniature fruit stand. I'll be using this little birdhouse and these little trays that I got from the Dollar Tree. They actually had little wood pieces inside of them, and these are the ones that I had left over once I took the little wood pieces out. You need this birdhouse specifically from the wood shop. You can get it from the toy section, at least that's where they are in my store. You're going to use these two side pieces, which are going to be the sides of the fruit stand. This would be the front and the back of the birdhouse. But you're going to take these two pieces, or take one of the pieces, and trace it onto some chipboard, a cereal box, some cardstock, something to cover up that hole. And I'm just going to do it twice. That way both sides look the same. You can paint these. You can cover them with whatever type of cardstock you want, or you can just leave them like that, which is what I'm going to do because they kind of just look like a fruit stand to me. So I'm going to go ahead and just take my box cutter. You can cut it using an X-Acto knife, whatever you want. And you're just going to go ahead and cut those out. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is glue the cardstock or whatever you're using. I'm using like the bottom of a box. And just glue it on to the sides, or glue them onto those pieces so that we can cover up that hole. That's basically what the goal is to cover up that hole, because you don't want it showing. It kind of looks weird on the side of the thing. So I'm just covering it up, and sorry, my camera just keeps trying to adjust. I've tried to fix it. It doesn't work. I don't know what else to do about it. And I'm maybe because I'm sitting in front of the window and I'm not using any extra lighting, just the natural light. But anyway, you're going to cover up those two sides with the cardstock. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take these smaller slats that came with that birdhouse set, or the birdhouse kit, and you're going to glue two pieces together. So altogether there's four pieces in the kit. You're going to use all four of them. You're going to glue two of them together for each side. And if you hear any noise in the background, I'm actually sitting in my car waiting for my kids to get out of school, and I figured, why not edit my video, because I'm not going to have a chance to do it any other time. So I'm doing that in my car, so you may hear cars in the background, kids, bells, all kinds of stuff. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. I hope you stick around, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Make It Mini Monday is a new thing that I've been doing, and I've been pretty consistent. I'm pretty sure I've done it for the last few weeks. Every Monday I make something miniature. So the next thing you're going to do, so if you like that and you want to, see what I come up with next, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. If not, you may or may not be notified. And then you won't know when my next one comes out. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take one of those pieces that you glued together, and you're going to glue it to one of the long sides of this piece here. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a hexagon? No, that's 6. So octagon is 8, pentagon. So you're going to take one of the longer sides of the pentagon, and you're going to glue one of those pieces on there like you saw me doing here. And then you'll take the other two, glue them on the other long side like that. So it looks like you're building a house, but you're not. And I'm sure this isn't how the pieces were meant to be used, but this is how I'm using them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, once you're done gluing those two pieces together, you're going to take the other pentagon and you're going to glue it on the other end. And this is a piece we're also going to use, but not right now. Then what you can do, just glue. You can use hot glue, wood glue, whatever kind of glue you usually use for projects like this. It works just fine. This hot glue worked perfectly, so that's what I use. So then they're not going to match up, they're not going to align perfectly, and that's fine. It works out fine, it looks great. Then you're going to take that last long piece and you're going to glue it to the side as you see me doing here. Now, I was going to glue this on initially, but I didn't know how the other piece was going to fit on there, so I didn't want to do that. So this is fine. It works like this too. You can do it however you want to. This is just how I chose to do it. And then we're going to take this little cube. It kind of looks like a shelf unit. But I thought it was a little bit too big. I thought it was going to be okay. But to me, it looked a little bit too big. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little box cutter. If you have like some snips or whatever, you could do that too. Or some good scissors, you probably could just cut it out. I had a box cutter in front of me, so that's what I used. Now I'm just going to take my box cutter and just go over the first, I guess, shelf and remove that. So just kind of keep going over it. It broke off pretty easily once I worked on it a little bit. So I decided to go ahead and take the two little pieces of wood that were like in between there and just kind of tear those off because they were in my way. I couldn't get to the little bottom panel, so I had to cut them out, and they came out pretty easily. If you don't want to do it this way, you can throw it in the microwave for a couple seconds and all the pieces will just fall off. So you can do that as well, but this worked out fine. Maybe a little extra steps or whatever, but nothing, no major, issues. So you just kind of keep going over this piece with the box cutter and eventually you'll be able to pop it right out. Again, if you have some scissors or a little miniature saw, if you want to do it that way, you can do that. But using what you have, my box cutter, worked just fine. And again, it took me a little while. I wanted to show you guys kind of how many times I had to go over it, just so you can see it did take a few times. It wasn't like one, two, three, but if you did have like some scissors that cut through wood, which I have, I just didn't have them on hand and I just wanted to use what I had there. So you just keep going over it and all the pieces just eventually come right off. And then once you're done doing that, you're just going to get a nail file or this little handheld sander that I have. I got it on Amazon and it's in my Amazon storefront if you want to check it out. I love it. It works great for doing little miniatures like this or even bigger projects. It's the perfect size to use on projects like this though. So I just took my sander, went over it a few times, and I liked the little imperfections because it's going to be a little miniature that came out weird, a little miniature fruit stand. So those are usually just made out of like wood and they look kind of used and worn, so the imperfections don't really bother me all that much. But just go ahead, sand it down if you want to. This would be the point where you would stain it or paint it or do whatever you wanted to do with it. But again, I like the natural wood of it. Maybe in the long run, I'll stain it to a different color or paint it a different color, depending on where I'm going to be using it. But right now, this works just fine for me. But yeah, so I'm just kind of smoothing out all the extra little pieces because they were a little bit rough. So I'm just, sanding them down, smoothing them out a little bit so I also don't get any splinters because there was a lot of little rough edges there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue this piece onto the side of the stand. It's not a birdhouse now, it's a stand. And I'm just going to put some glue on the three edges because that one piece doesn't reach all the way up, so it's not going to touch the little shelving unit piece there. And I'm just going to glue it on there and make sure it's as straight as I can make it. I don't measure a whole lot of stuff. I just kind of, eyeball everything. So this is how it looks once it's glued on there. Trying to make sure everything is straight and smooth. And then what you're going to do is you can get your little veggies and fruits and stuff from any little sets that you have, anything that you've made. And I have a bunch of little teeny tiny sets and little doll sets that, or even if you're using it for a Barbie or whatever, just find some fruits and veggies and throw them in there. You can either make them match. I also found this little basket from one of my sets and I'm just throwing them in there. They don't necessarily go together, all of them, but it's okay. There's peppers and tomatoes, and then I had like bananas and apples and whatever else was in there. I also used a piece of corn from one of the sets that I got from the Dollar Tree, from those totally tiny sets. It was a little bit big, but it still looks cute. Add some color, add some, different veggies and stuff in there. But that's it for this one, and it's just that simple. So be sure to stick around, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, so that you can see what else I come up with. And until next time, guys, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. And check out my TikTok and other social medias because I post on there regularly as well. That's it, guys. See you guys later. Bye.